My name is Kusoji, Asian EM Market Strategist. Before we start, please note that this event is for Morgan Stanley institutional clients and financial advisors only. It is not for members of press. If you are a member of the press, please log off and reach out separately. Please also note that this webcast and your questions may be recorded. Today, we have Rajeev Sibal, Senior Global Economist, Jonathan Garner, Chief Asia and Emerging Markets Equity Strategist, Laura Wang, Chief China Equity Strategist, and Jenny Zheng, China Economist. During this session, you can send the questions at any time from the Ask a Question text box. First up, we have Rajeev today online to share the new Fed outlook and also how data is tracking on the ground. Over to you, Rajeev.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for those of you in the Middle East with me. I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an update on what we're seeing in the economy globally, but also I'm going to start really with the U.S. because we view that the U.S. is driving the outlook for the next couple of quarters in terms of risk sentiment. The Federal Reserve has been in a difficult position. Markets have been volatile in terms of pricing Fed expectations. And Morgan Stanley, unfortunately, similarly, has been in a similar boat in that we found it difficult to forecast the Fed over the past couple months. And I'll explain to you why that's been happening. Our call now is very much in line with market pricing for June and September. But those of you that are close followers of Morgan Stanley economics research will see that we had some debates of whether or not the Fed would be cutting in December and January. And the timing around that is really linked to the data dependency. We've for some months now been highlighting that the first two quarters and the last meeting of 2025 and the first two quarters of 2026 are going to be very difficult to forecast because the Fed's reaction function is shifting between employment and inflation. And so in Jackson Hole last year, when the Fed kind of pre-announced that they were going to start cutting, it was indication to the market that the Fed was very much focused on employment. And in line with Morgan Stanley forecast, non-farm payrolls started to trend much, much lower. In fact, I can show you the non-farm payroll prints of recent months have been trending much, much lower towards an average of near 50,000. And you can see that in this image here on the left with the blue bars, and the 3-month moving average is the yellow. And in our forecast